Today we're gonna rate custom Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. We're gonna start with Simba. Of course, people make Magic cards on video games, movies, whatever they want. Simba, Absent Prince. White-green, 1/2 cat noble. Is he really a noble? It's more like just a cat. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token. Well, only when, if there is a Simone and Pumbaa in play, create a food token. I didn't see him ever making any foods when he was part of the palace. Well, food tokens you control are 1/1 green insect creatures in addition to their other types. Now that is a flavor win. That's a flavor win right there, if you ask me. Nothing. Yes, the food tokens basically can move around. What's funny though, like, Simba's like a 1/2. And these food tokens are like 1/1s. I imagine it should just be like a 0/1. Come on, these insects aren't doing anything. They're grub. Grub, for crying out loud. And like 2 insects can defeat 1 Simba. That's a flavor fail. But the rest of the card is cool, so it's a pass. It's doable. All right, it's doable. So landfall, make a 1/1. Yeah. It's true actually. It could be busted. Fetch lands, just make a bunch of 1/1s. It's a token generator deck that you didn't think you wanted. You never knew you needed. Alright, we got Stack the Odds. Blue, 2 generic sorcery. Surveil 7. Scry 7, then draw a card. What is this? Stupid. But you only get 1 card. It's like a really bad tutor, if anything. But you do put potentially 7 cards into the graveyard. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. You know, I can't tell if this is a bad tutor or like a really good dredge card, but I guess we'll give it a pass. Guess give it a pass. Bounty Dragon. Red, 1 generic for a 4/4 dragon. With Ward, create 2 treasure tokens. Now, hold on. Does that mean they get 2 treasure tokens or you get 2 treasure tokens? Flying in haste. It sounds like, yeah, so you try to kill it, they get 2 treasure tokens. That's flavorful. You slay the dragon, and then you get some treasure out of it. Because it's only a 3-mana 4/4. How does it work? It's enemy, yeah, it's enemy that target it. Yeah, they get the tokens. Okay, information on its whereabouts will be heavily rewarded. I suppose so. You could probably be more aggressive with this card. Maybe it could be even for 2 mana. 3 mana, 4/4. Oh, it has haste, though. Still, I think it could be, I think you could even push it a little bit more. Maybe even a 2 mana 4/4 with flying. Because when you kill this thing, you get like a massive amount of mana. Like to at least come back into the game if you thought that this was like stomping you very early on. All right, we got our first super chat. We got fire. Hey Nikachu, hope you're doing well. My first card of 2 today is Icarus. So remember, you can super chat, and you got to give me the name of your post on Custom Magic, and I will look it up and share it with everyone and rate it. Okay, Icarus with wings of wax. That sounds disgusting. If it loads. Technical difficulties from Reddit. All right, we got Icarus with wings of wax, straight from the Wax Museum to real life. White, 2 generic, 2/2 human, flying. Your maximum hand size is 10. That seems like a strange, arbitrary number. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2. If you do draw cards equal to the amount of life you gained, that could be broken. At the beginning of your end step, if you have more than 10 cards in your hand, sacrifice Icarus with wings of wax. I think this is fine. Okay, so it's a 3 mana 2/2 flyer. They can increase your hand size to 10. You have to somehow gain life, spend mana to draw extra cards. This is a cool ability. And then you gotta sack this thing afterwards. So it's a pass to me. It's also very, very innovative. You know, it's not really easy to make life gain. It's hard to make good value out of life gain. Usually life gain is just value on top of some stupid big creature as it is. And look at that. We got Liquid Soulfly. It's like, come on, where's the beef on this thing? Beef it up even more. So if you have 11 cards, sack it and discard to 7. That's true. Yep. You shouldn't be complaining, though, because you refilled your hand with all that life gain that drew you cards or whatever. All right, cool card. Super cool. Back to the freebie section. Theology. We got white, one generic enchantment. At the beginning of your draw step, you draw an additional card. It's like Howling Mine, except for only you. Spells you control and abilities of other permanents you control can't cause you to draw cards. So in theology, we only read the good book, is what you're telling me. Reading, gaining knowledge from anything else? Nope. Not that. It's got to be from this good book, printed in billions of languages. It's a flavor win. I don't really understand why you'd want to play this card. I guess it's a one-sided... Is this fair? Okay, so Howling Mine is like 2 mana. Everyone gets to draw an extra card. This is like Phyrexian Arena that doesn't make you lose life, but you're not allowed to draw cards from anyone else. It cancels itself. Oh my god, is it busted that way? Draw an additional card. Spells you control and abilities of other permanents. Other permanents there. Very balanced. It made itself interesting. You guys like it. All right. No, it doesn't cancel. It's good. We got it. Very interesting. And it's going to be a pass. Nice pass. We got our next super chat from Super Duper. Can we see the other cards in the Bounty Dragon cycle? If not, it's no big deal. It just seems interesting. What's the Bounty cycle? Super Duper. The Bounty Dragon? Oh, was this it? Oh, there was a cycle. Okay, we'll go look at the cycle. Yeah, you're welcome. Is it your cycle by any chance, Super Duper? All right, let's take a look. Okay, we got Bounty Jin. 3 mana, 3/4. Ward, draw 2 cards. Oh my god. This is like Swans of Bryn Argyle. Okay, flying. Whenever you would draw a card, scry 2 and draw a card instead. Whenever you draw a card, scry 2 and then draw a card instead, but you're gonna draw the card anyway. This card actually seems bad. Just your opponent will just intentionally like lightning bolt or target with anything to draw millions of cards. But it's it's playable. I don't know if it's playable. It's passable. Bounty Demon, 4 mana, 5/4 demon. Ward, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from a graveyard to the battlefield under your control. Death Touch, Menace, and Lifelink. Ward, return target creature card. This is an interesting ability. It's Ward that gives your opponent some insane value. In this case, I think the Ward is crappy here. It's not good enough. And this 5/4 Death Touch Menace Lifelinker is actually quite insane. This is good. I think it's playable, and I also think it's just a good card. We got Bounty Bear, 2 mana, 4/3. Needs a haircut badly. Ward, put 2/+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Not a very big ward, not a very dangerous ward. Trample, whenever Bounty Bear attacks, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay, now this is strong. This is 2 mana, 4/3. Is it another target creature? Another target creature gets the buff, but you're attacking for a lot more. It is lightning boltable. See, the thing is, the ward, not everyone can use that ward. Like, what is a control player going to do with that? Squadoosh. And Bounty Archon, 3 mana, 4/4. With ward, create 3 1/1 human white, 3 1/1 white human cleric tokens. Flying Vigilance, first strike. Okay, how about the 1/1s you want? You can't block me. Can't block this. All right, neat cards. Neat cycle. Back to the main page. Early Bird. Hey, Early Bird gets the worm, but remember, the early worm gets eaten. Blue-white for a 1/1 bird. Flash flying. If an opponent would create 1 or more food tokens, instead you create that many food tokens. Oh, anti-food. Very niche, very narrow, but sure, it is completely playable. Oh, we got a huge super chat from Caro Talks. New cards to my Shrine Cycle set in the Mother of Learning universe. Hey, Nikachu, I'm finally able to make it to a custom stream. Here's that Shrine Cycle, I promise. All right, we're going to look at the whole Shrine Cycle. For $25, yes, we may look at a cycle. Shrine Cycle. Oh, whoops, new cards. I have to look up new cards to my Shrine Cycle. Set in the Mother of Learning universe. The Simulacrum Workshop. Is that going to be like someone who gets value and also somehow adds 3 mana? Okay, it is just a legendary enchantment artifact, which is a really bizarre card type. 5 mana. At the end of your turn, create a 0/0 colorless artifact shrine creature token with. This creature gets +1/+1 for each shrine you control. It's like Super Bitter Blossom, like, right? But at the end of your turn, you get like this sort of like a construct-like creature. It's a shrine that gets bigger for all the other shrines that you have. I'm surprised this artifact isn't a shrine. Yeah, look at it. Someone was building a bird to beat Brawly Shadow's food generating Simba. Okay, next up we got the Sovereign Gate. What the hell is this? Okay, you can add 1 mana of any color, or you can pay double Wooburg, take an extra turn after this one. When Sovereign Gate is tapped, it doesn't untap during its owner's next untap step. It's literally Time Vault, but for a very high casting cost. Could this break the game? I have a feeling this card's broken. I have a feeling this is not fair. It's like a legendary land you can tutor into play with like anything that searches for lands on, like put onto the battlefield, and then I don't know how easy or hard it is to get double Wooburg online. Probably it's hard, but after you get it, it's like game over. It's totally game over. It's doable, and it's a gate. Can't you like tutor for gates? Sounds like, yeah, it's also a gate. A very expensive Time Vault, but still a Time Vault. Time Vault's a Time Vault. Okay, we got Panexeth, the Primordial Plane for Wooburg 1 generic, 4/8 shrine. Other shrines you control are hexproof and are indestructible. For Wooburg, tap, create a token that's a copy of another target shrine you control, except that the token isn't legendary if the shrine is legendary. Great card. There are way more busted cards than this for Wooburg and 1 generic. And then we got Crown of the Icosian Emperor, white-green 2 generic. It's a legendary enchantment artifact shrine. Tap, for each color among shrines you control, add 1 mana of that color. That is also a cool card. That's a lot of mana. It's like some sort of guy's cradle of some sort. That's not a land. Maybe we could have made a shrine cradle. We should have that. For every creature type, we should have like a land that adds mana equal to like the number of creatures or whatever in play of that card type or whatever. Why so many shrines today? Because someone donated $25. So I looked at all their shrines. All right, back to the freebie section. We got on Oneric Drain. This looks like the sequel to like Stasis or something. Okay, blue-white instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card and counter target spell an opponent controls. Draw a card. It's basically you're rummaging. Rummaging is when you discard a card and draw a card. Looting is when you draw a card, discard a card. So all this is it's some weird filtering. This is actually just a bad counter spell. It's like a bad remand. Well, maybe it's an okay remand. So you have to discard something like, so if you had something great in your hand, you have to discard it. It's hard to make land drops. You're going to want to like sandbag lands in your hand for no damn reason. I mean, totally playable. But I think it's unplayable. I don't know if anyone would want this. Feed on their dreams of greatness. They won't recall having dreamt at all. Actually, do okay. I take it back. This card could be broken. This card could be actually insanely strong. Just for the fact that you could discard, like, I don't know, reanimator targets, for example. A dredger. I don't know. You know, basically a Phoenix. Arclight Phoenix loves this card. They've been waiting for this card their entire lives. All right, next up we got Crimson Wolf. What do you got for us, Wolf, today? Elf Fail Base of something. Elf Fail. Base of the Halig Tree. Okay, Elfail, Base of the Halig Tree. Legendary land. Love it already. Love my lands. Love them legendary. Also like this Legends Mythic mana symbol. Tap, add 1 mana. Also tap, remove a counter from target permanent. This card sucks. Is this broken in any way? Does it need to be legendary? The secret passage leading to the Halig Tree has been overrun by the vulgar militia seeking to ambush who try to cross. It's like, this is not broken or anything. Like, we can print it. Send it to the printers. Doesn't even need to be mythic. Make it, I don't know, uncommon. Is this Elden Ring? I do not know the reference to any of this stuff. Frankly, I mean, it's all a bunch of mishmash to me. I also love Legendary Lands. Big fan. It is unique, I'll give you that. I mean, you could kill a Planeswalker with it. It's possible. You can even, if it has 2 counters on it, you could play an Elfail, tap, remove a counter from the Planeswalker. Sorry, the land already has to be in play, and then just play another one and remove the last counter. Very incredibly niche synergy. If there's quotes on a land, it should attribute the quote to somebody. Lands can't talk. The secret passage leading to the Haligtree has been overrun by the vulgar militia, seeking to ambush any who try to cross. Said somebody, probably, right? Yeah, super chats. Hey, we gotta be honest on this show. I don't kiss everyone's ass. Look, that's my show. We're very honest here. If it's broken, let's be honest. This is a very underwhelming land. Imagine you bought a booster pack, you open up Elfail Base of the Haligtree. It's like, oh great, I can remove counters from a permanent if there are any counters on it. Well, that is just great. Works with Undying Persist too. Oh yeah, okay. Go find your cute. I'm not denying it has playability, like has cute synergy. No denying that at all. It's just I expected more powerful things on this show. That's all. Okay, Reluctant Cooperation. Love the sound of this one. It's a black-white light sorcery, lifelink. Reluctant Cooperation deals damage equal to your life total to you. That is disqualified. That is easily an AI-generated card. They did not make this. I call supreme BS. Just move on to the next one. 6, the Hungry Child. It sounds sad. Green, black for a 1/1 human. Whenever you sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on 6. As long as 6 has 2 or more +1/+1 counters on it, change the text of this permanent by replacing all instances of food with creature. So whenever you sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on 6. I have no idea what on earth the I have no idea what the flavor is. I have a feeling that there is some sort of big flavor here, but I don't get it. But this is definitely a passable creature. Little Nightmares. Absol loves it. It's Zybers. It's not generically good. Oh, you're talking about the land. I was hungry when I was 6 too, fat kid and all. We're all hungry when we're 6. Bro, it's so flavorful and dark. So hold on, this is 6 the hunger. So what is the idea? Whenever you sacrifice a food, but we're not sacking the food, are we feeding the kid and then eventually the kid just starts eating creatures or something like this? What is the song? Beware of the Forest's Mushrooms from Mario RPG. Okay, anyway, super pass. Love the card. Cool card. Bean Pot. I made a card. You did you? Okay, look up compound interest. I love the idea of it. My other hobby in my spare time is investments. Compound interest, people. Powerful stuff. Alright, there's the money. Alright, we got the blue, white, 2 generic enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, if mana from a treasure was used to pay some or all of its mana cost, put an interest counter on compound interest. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure token for each interest counter on compound interest. This is a huge flavor fail. I think actually it should say something to the effect of like, get like a treasure in play for each treasure here. I don't know, like, yeah, for every treasure in excess. I don't know how to do it, but it's like you should only have treasure if you have treasure in play. Or is it the idea is you have to, no, because you're spending it. If you're spending your treasure, then you don't have treasure. You can't, that's not really an investment. Compound interest, you mean cumulative upkeep? Well, not exactly. Should have been Orzhov. That's true. It's an Orzhov ability. The most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. See, Albert Einstein said so. He was a smart guy. He knew. You have to make an investment to get the payoff, though. What are we investing in? Creatures? I don't know how to do it. Sack do we... Well, okay, do you know what? We have to sack treasures to the compound interest. And like, I don't know. Then we get all... Oh, wait. For each treasure we sack to compound interest, you put a counter on it. And then you're at your upkeep. You remove all counters from compound interest and put X plus 1 into play. X plus 1 treasures. See, that's your investment, and then you got your return. I fixed the card. Is this... I mean, I like the idea, but I mean, it doesn't make any damn sense to me. Back to the freebie section, but we'll give it a pass. It's a harmless card. Resurrection Stone. 1 mana legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life for each burden counter on Resurrection Stone. Pay 2, tap, put a burden counter on Resurrection Stone. Then return target card from your graveyard to your hand. This is, like, also pretty harmless. No one gonna die to this thing. I don't think. I think this is, this is a problem. I'm down 8 Gs in crypto. You don't touch crypto. I wouldn't call it an investment. I would call that gambling, which is fine if you like to gamble, but I would never call it an investment. We got next up. We got fire. One more for you. Oh, really? That's what they all say. They always say it's only just one more, and then more super chats come. The Doors of Death. As always, thanks for reviewing my custom cards and having them on the stream. Thank you for submitting them. Okay, we got the Doors of Death, a legendary land. Where's the door? This is literally just a door being held down by strings or something. The Doors of Death enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, add black or colorless. That's a weird formatting. Usually it's just tap out of black and then they separate it and have tap out of colorless. But, you know, we'll give you a little slack on the formatting. Then channel black X. Discard the Doors of Death. Return target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step if it would leave the battlefield. This is an interesting card. I actually think this is a good design, I think. I don't think there's anything wrong with having like reanimator spells on a land, especially if you have to pay X. So you'd have to flood out super hard to put a gigantic fatty back onto the battlefield. I like it. I like it. It matters. It does matter for the Eldrazi. It does matter for the Eldrazi. Eldrazi likes this card. I don't understand the colorless though. That seems a little off flavor, but sure, we're gonna give it a pass anyway. Why? Yeah, exactly. Why does this? It makes no sense. Is it from the caves of the Eldrazi? Anywho, we gotta go to our next... Oh no, is that... this was a paid card. Go back to the freebie section. Mountain bike! For all those people who love... do I have a mountain bike sound effect? Vroom, vroom, bring me... That's not really a mountain bike sound effect, but... I got nothing. Okay, mountain bike. Red 2-2, haste, mountain cycling. Okay, that's fair. Crew 1. This is for just the people who like to watch those GoPro videos on YouTube or Facebook, with the fisheye lens. It should have been actually it should have been a picture of the fisheye perspective. Or you have the guy with the GoPro here. Do they have the GoPro or anything? No, it's just a helmet. A little lame. No mountain walk? Oh yeah, it should add mountain walk. What a flavor fail. So much potential wasted in this damn thing. Whatever, it's actually, is it broken? This is literally a red 2-2 with no downside. Oh no, sorry, it's a vehicle. Of course it has downside. You don't do anything. Oh man, bikemanship. Yeah, you cannot be blocked with people without bikes. You need a bike to catch up to this guy. Yeah, we were talking about mountain walk. He doesn't walk, I suppose. Yeah, he's bike riding. Of course it doesn't have mountain walk. You're not walking, you're cycling. True story. All right, next super chat. We've got Brawly Shadow. Looks like you got a... Oh, you did the whole Lion King thing, huh? You got a free Simba at the beginning of the show. Scheming. I don't know how you get ranked on this show, but you got lucky. You got one for free. Scar, Scheming Exile. Black, blue, 3 generic for a 4/4 Cat Noble. Ward, reveal your hand. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player reveals their hand. I really have no idea what that's all about. I have no idea what the flavor is. Whenever a spell or ability causes an opponent to reveal one or more cards from their hand, you may pay 1. If you do, exile an online card from among the revealed cards. You may cast it for as long as it remains exiled, and mana of any type may be spent to cast it. Really interesting design. I just don't understand the flavor. Still working on them, but yeah. I just don't get it. Scar, the only people who did what's under Scars is this a I mean, you know what? Maybe I don't understand the lore of the bad guys. Maybe it's good enough. Telepathy with this? Well, basically, you are getting telepathy. You try to kill Scar, you get to look at your... Sorry, if you try to target Scar, I get to see your hand in the first place. Be prepared! A big storm coming. Is that... Well, where did that come from? What are you guys yelling be prepared for? Reveal your hand. You may cast it. Okay, whatever. Great card. And it's Scar. Well, where's the parrot? You got a parrot one? You got a parrot one for us? Was it Zazu? I haven't seen The Lion King since I was 7. That's like basically 30 years ago. Sliver Assimilator. All right, we got the Borg meets the Slivers. What a weird casting cost. This looks AI generated. We got 2. We got a Simic, a Dimir, a Blue, Izzet, and an Azorius, legendary creature Sliver. Whenever Sliver Assimilator enters the battlefield, if you cast it, gain control of a creature your opponent controls. That's pretty strong. Slivers you control have all the abilities of controlled creature for as long as you control it. That is very interesting. So you control a creature, you sort of like somehow absorb it, and then all the other slivers have those abilities. It's a lot worse when the slivers take an outsider into the fold. Better dead than captured. That is bang on flavor text. Shred for more than 5 sentences is actually pretty. It's like Wooburg, but with hybrid blue mana. Oh, it's all blue. I didn't even take notice of that. Yeah. Simic, Dimir, Blue, Izzet, and Azorius. Toad's like, again, we don't need more slivers. This is a cool sliver. This is a sliver that slivers give everybody else the abilities of that sliver, but this one basically takes the soul of a creature and then gives it that ability to all the other slivers. Super Zybers. I love it. It's a it passes in that it's good. That's what I'm trying to say. H-Drav. Inflated Stormkin and Composed Lotus. You only get 1. For 25 bucks, I'll look at both of them, though. Okay, Inflated Stormkin and Composed Lotus. Okay, we're going to Inflated Stormkin. Red, blue, 1 generic for a 3/3 elemental. This looks like the genie from Aladdin, from the movie. Elemental, at the beginning of your end step, put a potential counter on Inflated Stormkin. That's because it has potential one day. You're gonna grow up big and strong. Rapidly swelling? That sounds disgusting. Each time an opponent casts a non-creature spell, counter it unless that player deals damage equal to the number of potential counters on Inflated Stormkin to 1 creature they control. So whenever they cast a non-creature spell, it gets countered unless you deal damage equal to the counters to a creature they control. That is so weird. And Tumultuous Burst. When Inflated Stormkin dies, it deals damage to you equal to the number of potential counters on. Oh, so it could supremely backfire. Look, a deadly balloon. Interesting. No flying? Yeah, it doesn't fly. Just sort of floats there. It's got reach. It should have reach anyhow. All right, thank you very much for submitting it. And we're going to look at more custom Magic the Gathering cards. Don't change that dial. We're going to thank our sponsors today, FusionGamingOnline.com. What is the deal of the week today? What is the deal of the week this week? We got 15% off Kaladesh block singles and sealed product. Metallic Mimic. That's the card I can't remember. So, you know, you name a creature type, and then creatures of that type enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. We all know how much you love +1/+1 counters, because we have people making cards that remove the counters. I don't have it available. The land, the legendary land, adds a colorless. Remove a counter from a permanent. Anyway. You want to support the channel and buy real cards, you get them at fusiongamingonline.com. It supports the channel, and you can support yourself by getting 5% off all your purchases using coupon code Nikachu at checkout. And we're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. You like creating cards? Well, maybe you like creating decks, and you can play any deck you want when you're renting with Mana Traders on Magic the Gathering Online. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_9NM for 10% off your first 2 months. And okay, back to Reddit world. The Sliver I thought it was the Sliver Assassinator. I think that would be an even cooler name. Fill your pockets, Nikachu, more money. That's what it's all about, people. So that's the soul of Coffee and MTG. It's all about the community and filling my pockets. Those are 2 things. That's what it's all about. And the coffee. The Collector. Well, this is very scary looking collector. A black 3 generic 4/7 skeleton shade. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. I guess it's gonna go into his like secret, I don't know, secret collection of a whole bunch of skulls and bodies. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no other creatures, put up to 3 creature cards exiled with the collector onto the battlefield under your control, except they are 1/1 black shades. This seems insanely underwhelming. But totally fine. Is the ability scary? At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no other creatures, put up to 3 creature cards exiled. You just why? I mean, I guess you get the abilities, but they're 1/1s. They're dinks. Islarv is like, why do you pronounce coupon with a Q rather than a coup sound? I don't know. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. I'm from Canada. Everyone thinks I'm from the States. I'm not from the States, people. We do things a little differently around here. And also, it might be just me. I don't know. I don't speak the same way. I can't speak on behalf of all other Canadians. Okay, we got Gabrielle. What do you got for me, Gabrielle? Nikachu, I hope you're well. Fearsome Radiance. Very fearsome. Alright, white, 1 generic. This person's naked. Alright, enchantment. At the beginning of each upkeep, for each angel creature you control, up to 1 target non-angel creature an opponent controls loses all abilities and has the base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. What? Okay, at the beginning of each upkeep, for each angel creature you control, up to 1 target non-angel. So basically, for each angel I control, I turn your stuff into 1/1s. Actually, maybe it's fine. It makes your angels more powerful by making everyone else a lot weaker. This is probably what angel decks need to put them over the top. And it's not like it's even like turning them into 1/1s permanently. I mean, if it's a big creature, they still get it on their turn. It's completely fair and fine. Republic Services says, I say coupon too. I'm from New England. As a Canadian, I do say it as coupon. That's what we do. We coupon it up. Right? And we like our coupons. We like value, because our dollar is way crappier than the American dollar. Space Pirate says, last time I was in Canada, a gallon of milk costs like 5 times as much as it does down here in the States. Just make sure you've done the conversions. All the numbers are bigger in Canada, because our dollar sucks in comparison. Each upkeep, though, whatever. Like they're going to just turn back into regular creatures on their turn. Only the guilty need to cover their bodies. Only the guilty... oh, sorry. It says only the guilty need to cower, not cover. Yeah, only the guilty need to cover. They're not guilty, though. They're strutting their stuff. They just like to be, free range. Free range everything. The Fearsome Radiance. Alright, cool card. Love it. Back to the freebie section. The Iron Crag? Oh, it's a flip card. I actually really like this design. I'm annoyed that they make split cards and stuff like this. I think this design is a lot better. Pay 3, tap, add a colorless. Sorry, it's a 3-mana artifact, tap, add a colorless. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may flip the Iron Crag. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so the other side is Everflame Hero's Legacy. Equipped creature gets +3/+3. It's got equipped 3. This is a very lame card, so easy pass. Easy pass. Doable. Put in the next limited set. Do as you wish, Wizards of the Coast, with this idea. Crimson Wolf, you're back with Crew Kaiadas Curse. I don't know what kind of curse that is, but Crew Kaiadas Curse. Why do you have such a weird username? Holiday _ zebra 2997. As if there's a bunch of other holiday zebras already taken as usernames. Okay, Crew Kaiadas Curse, black, sorcery. Put a torture counter on target creature. Creature with torture counters on them cannot attack or block. They lose all abilities and have, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. Pay 5, sack this creature. This is broken. Oh, is that it? Oh, I thought it had another ability on top of what it already was. It was pain beyond anything Harry had ever experienced. His very bones were on fire. His head was surely splitting along his scar. He wanted it to end, to black out, to die. Description of the pain one feels when under the curse. Okay, this actually is a passable card. So it's basically it's a removal spell, except it's like a sort of removal spell, but while the creature is there, it hurts you. I don't know. I don't think it's broken. If that's the only ability, I'm fine with that. And you can sack the creature for 5 mana. It's basically a reverse Bitter Blossom. It's just an upkeep, you lose 1 life. And removal spell. And it's 3 mana. Pass, in my opinion. We need more stuff like that. Oliver, Enlightened Scab. A big belly on this scab. It's a red, black, blue, 1 generic, 2/2 zombie cleric. When Oliver, Enlightened Scab, enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. That is whenever. Oh, it's only when the scab enters the battlefield you can do that. Okay, that's fine. Not lose life, pay to sack it. Oh, we're going back here. They lose all abilities, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. 5, sacrifice this creature. No, you loses more life? Beginning of your upkeep. I don't get it. I just see at the upkeep, you just lose life every upkeep for as long as the creature's on the battlefield. Okay, tap, sack a creature, populate. The token created this way gains hexproof and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end stop. That's strong. It's like, it's a strong ability, but it's still like, it's in 3 colors, it's 4 mana, you gotta sack a creature, a lot of work, I think it's fine. Oh, I lose 1 life. The owner? Yeah, you lose. And at the beginning of your upkeep, they lose all abilities and have, the creature has this. It should be sack this or lose life, not lose life and sack this. Or it should be lose and have at the beginning of your upkeep lose 1 life. I think it should just be a separate column is what you want to say. Then it's 5 mana, sacrifice this creature. Don't worry, at the upkeep you're not forced to sack that thing. Okay, the champ! The champ is here! We have a champ sound effect. It's a green, red, 1 generic, 3/8 warrior. The champ can't attack or block. What kind of champion are you? Whenever the champ fights a creature you don't control, if both creatures survive the fight, until end of turn, they both get +2/+0, lose indestructible, and can't gain indestructible. Then they fight! Pay a green, tap. The champ fights target attacking or blocking creature you don't control. So it's got a huge toughness. This guy wins. Yeah, I don't really get this thing. Whenever it fights a creature you don't control, both creatures survive the fight until end of turn. They both get +2/+0, lose indestructible, and can't gain indestructible. And they fight again? I don't get it. The name doesn't matter. Nor does the face. The only thing that people care about is the title. I like that. I like the flavor text. Pass for flavor text. I don't know if I could pass for text for the actual text of the card though. Makeshift. Amaterasu from Okami. Amaterasu from Okami. Oh, we got dog. All right, Wooburg for a planeswalker called Amaterasu, God of the Sun. It's got 4 loyalty. As long as it's your turn, Amaterasu is a 5/5 wolf god creature. Amaterasu can be your commander. Amaterasu has all abilities of other gods you control. So it's a god card. Okay, +1, add white. You may put a loyalty counter on another target creature or planeswalker you control. Underwhelming +1, so it's fair. -1, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a god or land card from among them and put it into your hand, then shuffle the rest into your, you have to shuffle the rest into your library. That design sucks. Like, you're not going to want to shuffle every single damn time you, like, look at the top 5 cards of your library. Normally, it's just put it on the bottom of your library in a whatever order you want. Or even a random order, because it's easy to shuffle 4 cards, you know what I mean? Toes is like, the art. I'm sold on the art. Just play it for art alone. I'm wondering if this -1 is too little. I guess it's fine. You're playing Wooburg anyway. Would it be fun with Maskwood? Oh yes, so you want to Maskwood into God. You have old God, then everything is a God in your deck. Pretty underwhelming, but the art is cool. No one's denying the art is beautiful. What is this, a frisbee in the background? Can't tell if this is a frisbee, is this a sewer plate? The other god cards in that post have loyalty abilities. Yeah, true story. Oh, there's other gods? We only get to look at one. That's how it works around here, unless you super chat way more. Okay, we're not even in the fourth inning yet. Okay, we have mana falls. The mana is just falling from the sky at this point. Okay, land. When mana falls enters the battlefield, for each basic land type, you may search your library for 1 basic land card of that type and exile it. If you exile less than 5 cards that way, that doesn't sound right. Mana falls enters the battlefield typed. Okay, too many typos on this card. Hard fail. This might be even AI generated. It's hard to tell what's real. Well, I mean, we can tell when something's AI generated. Hell, this doggo one might have been AI generated. I don't know, the dog. Where's the doggo one? Look at all those words on there. The font got small enough that it almost got disqualified. Enter typed. That's the one I wanted you to look at anyways. Hold on, did you... Amatsu. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, well, then we'll go look at it. Hold on. Amatsu. Oh, that was the name of the post. All right. You got to be more specific then. Hold on. So what did you want? You want it from Makeshift. What was it? I'm going to make sure I got the right card here. I'm going to be nice. Is it this one? Wait, in Canada they speak American? To some extent. You were correct the first time. Okay. Chibi Tarasu, son of the sun god. A white 2 generic 2/2 wolf god. Oh my goodness! It's got a +1. This is weird. This is very AI looking. So +1, add a white. It's a creature planeswalker. The first one is the one I wanted to look at. Alright, this is the first one. Okay, and then Wooburg, reveal a god card from your hand or choose a god you control. Until end of turn, Chibi Terasu gains all abilities of that card or permanent. This card doesn't make any sense. So, if I understand correctly from the rules, if nothing has a loyalty on it, then you just can't activate loyalty abilities, if I remember correctly. We learned that in the AI-generated class of AI generation. Whenever there is a planeswalker, a loyalty ability on a creature or any sort of permanent that doesn't have like loyalty counters on it already, then it just does nothing. if I understand correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, which would make this first ability completely redundant. Okay, did I judge this thing? Add 1 mana of any color of that land cards exiled with mana. Too many typos. Disqualifying mana, the mana falls thing. So the Planeswalker one gets that one's loyalty ability if it's on the field. Ah, the synergy. This is so weird. So it like only has synergy with this card? That is so bizarre. You can activate loyalty abilities of cards without counters on them already, which is why Grist's plus Agatha's Cauldron works. Oh, you can use the abilities? Okay, then I'm just wrong. I don't know how this game works when they don't do normal things. Okay, I think this will be maybe the last freebie of today. Ella, the Great Discoverer. We got green, red, black, blue, 1 generic for a 3/3 human pirate. That means business. She shot me. Human pirate. Whenever a pirate... We've got to go in close here. The font people. Whenever a pirate explores, if an artifact or creature is put into the graveyard this way, put a discovery counter onto it. These counters remain on as it moves to the graveyard. Okay, whatever. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal combat damage to your opponents, you create a treasure, and target pirate you control explores for each opponent dealt damage. And then X marks the spot at the beginning of your end step. Return target artifact or creature card with a discovery counter on it from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature is a pirate in addition to its other types. That is weird. Why does... Whenever a pirate explores, if an artifact or creature is put into the graveyard, it should not be a creature. Like we don't. How often are they burying up dead bodies? That's not a pirate thing. I totally believe the artifact. I think the artifact is a cool thing. It's like that makes sense. There's buried treasures, buried artifacts. They're pirates for crying out loud, but they don't reanimate people. Anyway, we'll say. I mean, text-wise, it passes. Flavor-wise, fail. Pirates are not reanimators. Okay, we got Yo Little Ted. What do you got for us, Yo Little Ted? Good morning, my contribution. Archimedes, the educated owl. Archimedes. I like owls. Only bird that can stare right at you, right in the eye. Blue, blue, blue. Bird Apprentice for a 1/1 flyer. Conjure 1. When this creature enters the battlefield, add 1 mana. Use this mana to cast instant or sorceries. That is a very underwhelming ability. Interference. Return this creature to your hand. Return target spell to its owner's hand. So while it's on the battlefield, it's basically just a counter spell. Isn't that a Lorcana card? Is that... Did somebody translate a Lorcana card into Magic card? It's only a matter of time before people start doing that. And then it has Attunement. If this creature is untapped, all your sorceries and instants cost 1 less to cast. I guess this is fine. Yeah, Brawly Shot. Cutting in on my Disney territory. Hey, there's plenty of Disney films for everybody. Also, everyone can... There's billions of different Jaces, for example. There can be billions of different Simbas. Especially a Simba for each stage of his life. Simba, Future Prince. Simba, Hungry Animal. Simba, Future King, or something like that. Xander says, like the stream. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I know I never say any of that stuff around here. Platonic Liquid! Reluctant Cooperation has lifelink, though. Shoot. Hold on, without... You're talking about one of these cards, right? Or did you? Reluctant Cooperation. I have no idea what you're talking about. That was so long ago. Was that one of the freebie ones? Reluctant Cooperation. Oh, here we go. Reluctant Cooperation. Yeah, I know. I said this was like AI generated. I think this is nonsense. How does a sorcery have lifelink? and it deals damage equal to your life total to you. So basically, it's just a wash, if I understand this correctly. It deals damage equal to your life total to you. So basically, your life doesn't change. So if you have 40 life, you deal 40 damage to yourself, you go to 0, but then the lifelink kicks in, you go back to 40. I understand sorceries can have lifelink. There's a few of them. I know there's like a creature that gives your sorceries lifelink, which is weird. But still, like, this is just a little bit bizarre. And it's redundant. Look, it's just, what is this meant to do? Just to gain life for the sake of gaining life? Or you're playing a spell? Yeah, it does nothing. It does more than nothing than we could imagine. There's ways to double life gain. I don't care. It's gone. Not printing that bozo card. It's just bad. It's just bad. No one wants to open that up in a booster. Okay, we got Kerotox. Can you look at a few more shrines in the earlier post? Sure. What, in the earlier post? Did I look at all the shrines? Didn't I look at all the shrines? I swear I looked at all of them. Where's the shrine thing? Ugh, you gotta, now I don't know where it is. Was that a, oh, that was donated. Let's see, that's how far can we go to get to the shrines. Gotta go beyond compound interest, beyond the compound interest, before a fail bill of the Halig tree. Where am I? Okay, I'm too far. Can you give me, like, what was the name of this thing? Hold on, was this a shrine? No, this was the Amatsuru thing. Yeah, now I'm lost. Okay, new cards to my, thank you very much. All right. New cards to my shrine cycle. I thought we looked at all of them. Oh, we have more here? For each color among shrines you control. Okay, we look at, how big was this super chat? It was $3. Okay, we're gonna look at another one. Because it just prevents people from paying $2 well, I mean, $2 is basically the rate is like $2 or $3 gets you a card. Okay, Crown of the Ecosian Emperor. For each color among shrines you control, add 1 mana of that color. Oh yeah, we looked at it. It was cool. And now we've got Dagger of the Ecosian Emperor. A black, red, 1 generic legendary artifact. Legendary enchantment artifact. It's a shrine. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may exile target creature or planeswalker with mana cost X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control. How the hell does this work? At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you can exile target creature or planeswalker with mana value X or less. So basically, you just get to wipe out creatures over and over again. What is going on here? But you do need to have the shrines out. No one will be able to do anything. You're like invincible. Yeah, see. Oh, you paid $25 for the first one? Didn't we look at like 1 million cards, though? Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we'll look at all of them. We're going to check them all. For $25, I'll look at your entire thing. Orb of the Ecosian Emperor. We got the green, blue, 1 generic land. Hold on, let me go back to this thing. It's like, I think it's broken. But it's a shrine card. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may exile target creature or planeswalker with mana value X or less. I think this is broken. This one might be a little too strong. Maybe. I don't know. It's like 1 creature. Maybe in Commander it's not a big deal. And in one-on-one this would be close to unplayable. Okay, Orb of the Ecosian Emperor. We got the green, blue, 1 generic legendary enchantment artifact. It's also a shrine. Level these enchantment artifacts. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry X, where X is the number of shrines you control. Then you may draw a card. That is insane. That's actually insane. This might actually be broken. Because even if you don't have any other shrines, this by itself will draw you an extra card every single turn. Lee Fisher's like, wait until I post a full set of 200 or so cards and offer no super chats. Or offer $2 and then keep asking to see more of them. Okay, next one. We got Ring of the Coffee Emperor, the red, white, one generic shrine. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may exile target artifact or enchantment with mana cost X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control. That one's fine. Exiling artifacts and enchantments, big deal. Doesn't attack you. And then Staff of the Coffee Emperor, blue, black, one generic. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may shuffle X target cards from your graveyard into your library, where the X is the number of shrines you control, then draw a card. That is fine. Although this is drawing a card every single turn. Do you have to target something? You may shuffle. So yeah, I think it sounds like you have to shuffle in order to get it. If I pay you $100, would you look at 100 cards? No. I would divide it by 5 though and look at that many cards. When you pay big money, I will divide it by 5. Which hence is why we looked at 5 cards in the first place. Okay, the only one that's really atrocious is this one. This one seems insane. Because it's literally just 3 mana drawing another card every single turn. And you scry at least 1. I think a lot of, this is more broken. This is like almost as broken as Oko. The blue-black one might be the worst. I don't know. It's like, you put stuff back into your library. Big deal. I could live with that. I could live with that. Alright, next super chat. We can look at Crimson Wolf. Rooting out. Red sorcery. Destroy target land an opponent controls for 1 mana. That opponent can play up to 2 additional lands until their next end step. That's fair, actually. So if they're low on land, they are screwed. However, if they're not low on land, this, like, doesn't really do anything. Very interesting design. Probably unfair. Probably Wizards would not print this card. They just wouldn't want to dare do that, but I can see where this is. In a deck with a lot of lands, this is not going to do much. But in a deck versus a deck that doesn't have a whole lot of lands, this is literally 1 mana strip mine because they don't get any other benefit. They don't get to draw cards. They get nothing. They just have the ability to put more lands onto the battlefield to catch up. And in a way, actually, it's not like they're netting ahead on lands anyway. Because if they put 2 lands in play, then they're replacing the land that they had before, and they're just putting like the regular land drop for a turn. Opponent may put 2. Oh no, you said 2 additional lands. Oh, do you know what? No, that's wrong. You designed it very good. It's very fair, very fair. So they get their land drop for the turn, and then they can play 2 more lands to actually undermine this. I like it. Target yourself and get it with 2 more lands in play. You basically 2 for 0 yourself to get like more lands in play. Oh, it says opponent. But even if it was player, I don't know if you'd want to do that. I don't know. Sounds risky. We got Lit with Jabba the Hutt. I made my take on Jabba the Hutt. Shoot! What's the post called? Or do I have to look up just Jabba the Hutt? I don't see it. Pizza the Hutt! I guess this is it. Posted 4 years ago? Is that really it? Posted 10 months ago? Your name is Lit, and none of these people are named Lit. What is the post name, Lit? Okay, well, while we wait... one way or another, I'm going to read this one, because I'm very curious. Alright, we have a Mardu 4 generic 1/5 Elder Slug. Affinity for assassins, mercenaries, minions, and rogues. At the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature you control. Sorry, whoops, we're not done. We're not done. Hold on. Let me get a nice song. There we go. Not it. Then what is it? Give me the name. You got it. The whole point of the show is got to give me the title. I need the exact title of whatever you named it. We're gonna get to it. Okay, at the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature you don't control. When that creature dies, draw a card, create a treasure token, and put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Yeah, we need the post name. What is the name of the post on Reddit? Because I'm literally like SEO searching this up. Han Solo. Oh. Boast is just Jabba the Hutt. Okay, which one? From 10 months ago? There's nothing particularly recent. Okay, we have a green, black, 2 generic, 0. Is this it? Is it the noble alien? Which is really weird. He does look like it. I guess he is technically an alien. If we saw Jabba the Hutt, we wouldn't call it human. Trample, Criminal Empire. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a treasure token. And Slave Trader. Tap, sacrifice X treasures, gain control of target creature with mana value X. That creature loses all abilities as long as you control it. Its owner creates X treasure tokens. Love it. I hope this is it. Odd. What does that mean? He's also emotional fan. Okay, let's look up emotional fan. There are no emotional fans here. Maybe it's with an exclamation point. Jabba the Hutt! Exclamation point. Okay, I'm gonna look up hold on, let me look up emotional fan. Emotional damage! Fan 1-3. I normally never do this. You people are not making it easy enough. Was it recent? Did you post it recently? You did it 20... Okay. Gotcha. For some reason, sometimes... You posted it today. Sometimes it just doesn't show up if it's like super fresh for some reason. So I will highly recommend everyone you post your custom cards like a day in advance if you're going to super chat them. Yeah, Pizza the Hut I think would have been a much more interesting super chat. Okay, we got a green. Okay, we got Jund. So your version is... We're looking at all the Jabba the Hutts today. You can compare them all. Okay, for Jund 2 generic, we have a 3/4 Hutt Noble with a video game controller set symbol. Ward, sacrifice an artifact. All right. When Jabba the Hutt enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. Whoa! At the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the Monarch, each player creates a treasure token. Otherwise, create a 4/4. If you're the Monarch, okay. Otherwise, create a 4/4 green beast creature token. It fights up to 1 target creature the Monarch controls. Interesting. I'll give it a pass. We all love Pizza the Hut. We also all love Spaceballs. Yeah, pizza's gonna send out for you. Oh, what was his name? Vinny. The guy's name was Vinny. Okay, hold on. We have to do this. We have to take a look at Pizza the Hut. There he is, in all his glory. Whoever makes a pizza the... Oh, maybe I shouldn't say this. Everyone is gonna make one. So I was gonna say, like, whoever makes a Pizza the Hut custom card, you'll get it for free. But then I'll get like 50 people making Pizza the Hut, and then basically it'll be just like Pizza the Hut custom Magic the Gathering card, the show. Okay, moving back to... Don't worry, I probably lost a lot of viewers looking at that stupid thing. Okay, hold on, we have more super chats. The show is gonna... See, this is why I try not to go too long with any particular super chat. Gabriel. Otherwise, the show goes too long. For the second half, I should probably have no freebies. Grudge of the Dead. Sorry, Dead God version 2. Thanks to Dan. Dan Castle. Okay, Grudge of the Dead God. We got quadruple black, 1 generic for a legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put an age counter on Grudge of the Dead, then repeat the following for each age counter on it. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature an opponent controls. If there are no legal targets for this effect, instead, target opponent who controls no creatures loses 1 life. Very, very fair. Insanely fair, right? For your upkeep, put an age counter. Oh! So it just gets bigger. Put a -1/-. So, like, it's 1 counter, then 2, then 3, then 4. Eventually there's nothing left, and then it comes after you. Could be strong. Anyway. Okay, moving on. I can't evaluate this card. I would have to see it in play. It does take a while to, like, go off, because it'll just be very weak at first, but I could see it. Like, the game has to go long. Okay, it's gotta be fine. It's gotta be fine. Brawly Shadow. Scar, Stolen Pride. I did 2 scars. Come on, there's other characters in the Lion King, damn it. What about, Timon and Pumbaa? Okay, Scar Stolen Pride. Demir, 1 generic for a 2/3 cat noble with Skulk. Creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. That makes some sense. The lions can navigate through those antelope things. When Scar Stolen Pride enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes the monarch. That is weird. When Scar comes into play, target opponent becomes the monarch? At the end of the monarch's turn, that player discards 2 cards or sacrifices a permanent unless they make you the monarch. Ah, interesting. That's a cool card. So being a monarch is not good. So for any of the monarch players out there, they get screwed by Scar Stolen Pride. We got Robert. RE4. Gyarados. Blind Assailant. Black, 1 generic for a 4/4 Zombie Berserker. Trample Haste, Gyarados, Blind Assailant can't attack a player unless that player discarded a card this turn. That's hard to make work. And then whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 1 life. That's, I mean, this is fair. You have to put a lot, you have to have some, like, recurrable source of, like, making your opponent discard a card, or else, like, just card does nothing. Nikachu got small. I am small. Hold on. There we go. I'm big now. I'm big Nikachu. I grew up. Okay. Card is basically an enchantment that sometimes attacks. So it's definitely a pass. Next super chat. We got Crimson Wolf. Crimson Wolf, you love this show. The Scarlet Bloom flowers once more. Oh, Pizza the Hut again. Close the stupid tab. The Scarlet Bloom flowers once more. So black, white, red, instant. Return all creature cards that were put into your graveyard this turn to the battlefield. Then put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Creatures you control get poisoned too until your next end step. Wait, the Scarlet Bloom flowers once more. You will witness true horror now rot. Put into your graveyard this turn. So it's basically one of those reanimate all the stuff that died this turn, but then you get a +1/+1. So, or sorry, 2 +1/+1. So basically you're punishing the sweeper people. I think it's fair. Creatures you control get poisoned too until your next end step. Maybe that's not fair. That second part might be like going a little too far, but it's like, this is like one of those like really situational cards. It does nothing by itself. You need your opponent to like, well, that's the whole point of it being an instant. It'd be useless if it was sorcery speed. Stone cold useless if it was sorcery speed. So I don't think it danger, but it's close. Almond. My first attempt at an unset card, draw a card. That's an unset card. Draw a card. Okay, white, 1 generic at the beginning of your upkeep. Doodle! To doodle, set a timer for 30 seconds and sketch out any card in Magic the Gathering. If an opponent can guess that card within the allotted time, you get a token copy of that card and they draw cards. Oh, so you give them an incentive to... But what if they have no incentive to do it? So, like, what if you're trying to draw a Black Lotus? Like, so, like, anyway, this card is... I don't think the incentives are there. It's a cool, interesting idea, but like somehow your opponent needs to get something more out of it. Like if you're like, let's say you're drawing Black Lotus. You're like, well, I don't want them to have Black Lotus. I don't know. Is it a Fairy Seer? Is it a Colossus Hammer? They'll just look or act dumb. This exists. We did this in the space set thing. Oh yeah, does it exist? Wild. Okay, anyway, so I think this card sort of fails. It's just, I mean, you could make it. I mean, you could make it, but I don't think it's that great. Just because of your opponent could deny you just the card. I don't know, man. Seems a little sketchy. Drew, sketch artist. Wow, so many puns in that one sentence. Okay, we got Terry Tags here. Could you rate my Watneck Master Glass Blower? how many Watnicks can be out there. I'm making a bunch of custom cards based on obscure flavor texts. Oh, interesting. Okay, we got Watnick here. The blue one generic. 1/2 creature. It's a human artificer. Apparently it artifices glass or something. Pay 1, tap, critical colorless artifact token named Glass Egg with pay 2, tap, sacrifice Glass Egg. Add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Then draw up to one card. Okay, neat. And then you get to filter 5 mana for Wooburg. Critical colorless artifact creature token named Glass Egg. Pay 2, sack, add 2 colors. It's basically make not clues, but you're making like eggs, essentially. Actual eggs. And you get to store them effectively. This is a cool card. I like it. I think it's fair. It's not like you're gonna generate eggs like crazy. I don't know what the Wooburg thing is for. What, you just want to play a 5-color deck for no reason? You guys think this is how is this broken? In Commander, it becomes political. If you think someone else might guess it, then you might want to guess first. Are you talking about the last card? It's the name. Watnick, Master Glass Blower. It eggs. Like the golden goose. I don't get it. Are you guys still talking about the last card? What if the card said that both the guesser and the caster both get a token copy of this guess card? Oh yeah, that might work. Yeah, if you both get the card. Wait, what is that? Oh, that's a Black Lotus! I get a Black Lotus! That's a cool idea. That works for that last card. Okay, I don't see anything broken here. You like value, you like Wooburg mana. That's a suit. It passes for me. Print it. It's a print. Jitsuko. What do you got for us? Maintain balance. Updated name would be the title post. It's a revised version of a card I made before. Maintain balance. Updated name. Ah, this card. I don't remember what it was before. So we got a blue-white 3 generic legendary enchantment. Creatures lose all abilities. Non-token creatures have power and toughness equal to their converted mana cost. Oh, is it a token card? Token creatures are 1/1. What? Non-token creatures have power and toughness. Okay, so everything's like a vanilla creature. Creatures can't have their power and toughness changed. Creatures can't have +1/+1 or -1/-1 counters. Ah, that's interesting. Excellent card. Love it. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Well, I don't know if that would be that balanced, but it would just make sure that everything is vanilla. No one gets any buffs. No one gets anything. Everything they lose all abilities. But you get to play I guess creatures are as big as, what's it called? Yeah, their casting cost. People who stuff like a bunch of, whoops, I don't want this song. Ah, this one's good. Whale of Darkness. Running out of super chats here. Ice Cream Elemental version 2. Ice cream? Who likes eating ice cream elementals? Since when is ice cream Mardu? What does that have to do? I'm trying to think, what would ice cream be? Okay, I think it would be white at the very least, because it's dairy, and it would be made on a farm. I think ice cream is just a white card, if I think about it. When ice cream elemental enters the battlefield, choose one. Chocolate. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. These are some very weird abilities. Strawberry. Discard your hand. Draw 3 cards. That's broken. That's insane. You basically empty your hand, and it's Ancestral Recall. It's even worse than Ancestral Recall because this Seasoned Pyromancer on steroids. And then vanilla. Ice Cream Elemental becomes a 5/4 creature with no abilities. Those abilities are interesting. I like chocolate and vanilla. The strawberry one is just bonkers. So often you'll have no cards in hand. You just draw 3 cards and have a 3/2 creature on top of that. This is like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Oh, I get it. Hence the Mardu. It's Neapolitan Nikachu, chocolate, black, white, vanilla, and red strawberry. All right. Make the card a 0/1 instead of a 5/4. That's an interesting. Make the card a 0/1? So you mean, or do you mean like make it a 0/1 in the first place, and then it has an option of becoming a 5/4? All right, cool. We got ice cream. We're gonna finish off with almond. Queen's Gambit. Oops. I'm interested in this one. I'm a chess player. I'm binging a lot of chess lately. Okay, we got Queen's Gambit. We got a chessboard over here. Mardu, 1 generic. Instant. Trap! You've activated my trap card. If an opponent becomes the Monarch... We have a lot of Monarch cards today. You may pay 0 and sacrifice a creature rather than pay Queen's Gambit's mana cost. Choose one. You become the Monarch or create 2 1/1 assassin creature tokens with Death Touch and Haste. Isn't an assassin like if it deals damage to you, you just die? I think that's what assassin means, which sounds really strong. Yeah, it's a trap. You become the Monarch. Well, now I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna bring out them assassins to go blow you up. All right, that's it. I went through all the super chats. No, it's just a creature. Oh, that's it. Nothing special. I thought there was something special on top of that. But you know what is special? The show. Coffee and MTG. And if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, like everyone else here. And we got to thank everyone who supports the show. The patrons on Patreon, the members on YouTube. You got them little symbols on your names. And also the people who super chat and submit their cards to be part of the show. Gotta love all of you. Keep the show running. And we also got to thank everyone who shows up in the morning to be part of the show and comments and gives your opinion and your feedback, if it's Zybers or not. We got Satan's Catfish. We got Xander, Toads, Abzo, Mr. Deadhead, Crimson Wolf, Jitsuku, Cairo Talks, Lee Fisher, Makeshift, Brawly Shadow, Platonic Liquid, Tommy Siddons, who else do we have? Steve Cooper, Silvercations, Hit Monkey, Jess, Almond, of course, Gray Fax? Oh, Gray Fox. Oh, interesting. What a play on words over there. Because without the coffee crew, I'd have no show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.